This video is not sponsored by Wendy's, even though that would be awesome. I think I'll probably have to have a little more than 26 subscribers before Wendy's even considers me to be like, you know, what would you call it, like an influencer? I don't really want to be known as that, but I'll probably need a little more than 26 subscribers. Not that I'm complaining that I have 26 subscribers. All you 26 subscribers who are possibly watching this, you guys are the freaking shit. And once I get to like 1 million followers, I know who my day ones are gonna be. Anyways, I live in Utah, and right now it's about 20 degrees outside. It's Tuesday the 11th of January, and I am so excited to be going to this place where I've never been before. I'm leaving the country tomorrow afternoon to a destination that I've never been to before. I think I just said that already. Sorry, I'm still trying to get used to this like YouTube thing and talking into camera. I'm an actor originally, so I'm kind of breaking all the rules that I was taught not to do, which is to look into a camera lens and to talk into camera. Anyways, long story short, I'm leaving the country. But instead of me just keeping on and blabbing on like this, I'm just gonna show you where I'm going. Just kidding, my ride's late, AKA my mother, to go to the airport, about like 10 minutes. She should be here in a minute, but apparently she needs Krispy Kreme in the morning. So once she gets here, I'll show you where I'm going. I also almost had an incident this morning. I usually wax my nose before going on a big trip like this. I don't know why, don't ask me. But I pulled it out too early and it all got stuck in my nose, so I was afraid that I may have to go to the hospital to get that fixed before even getting on the airplane. But luckily enough, I stuck it back up in there and yanked them all out, so we're good. Just a little side note since we're waiting. Miami.
Last name?
Right, W-R-I-G-H-T.
Let me see your ID. Are you checking any bags?
Yes, just one. You can pet it if you want, I guess, huh? Other than like camera stuff, yeah. So the zipper is at the top underneath the pillow somewhere. Here. The shitty thing about not taking Delta is you gotta go to the B gates, which are clear at the other end of the airport. I'm already sweating my ass off. Awesome. Floor is 4. Okay, appreciate it. By God, welcome to Rio de Janeiro. Hope I'm saying it right. And we got the corner door. Let's see what this. That's so crazy how all the rooms are so close. The doors are so close. For fuck's sakes. Here, hold the key. How the hell do you work this shit? There we go.
It's a push.
It looked like a pole. Smells like someone took a shit in here. Is there even an AC in here?
I hope so.
I don't think so, dude. What's this? Oh yeah, there is. No. Why isn't it turning on? Oh, dude, this is not good. Here we are in Rio. We got into our hotel and there's no AC. Like, the lights don't even work. Something's got to be up with something in here.
Unless they like turn it off like at a certain time.
Oh, I hope not. It's a doorbell. Oh, what the fuck, dude? There's gotta be AC in this shit.
Well, there's no power.
Like, there's not even any light switches on the wall. Besides the bathroom.
This is scary. I feel like I'm gonna draw out the window when I do this. Try it. Like, it feels like you're gonna like just drop the window.
Let's see. Oh, shit. This is the first hotel that I've ever stayed at that makes you do this shit before you come in. So we didn't have power in this room. So we went downstairs to see how to turn it on. And you're supposed to put your key in this thing and it charges the whole room. But you gotta leave it in there. As a photographer or a content creator in general, one of my number one goals that I used to have was to be able to travel the world, to work, basically, to take photos in crazy destinations. I didn't care how, whether it was with weddings or if with it being something else, like for hotels or something like that, but I lucked out. So me and Luis are here for about a week shooting stuff for We Are The They. Now, We Are The They is a men's coaching group. What they do is they travel the world, do some awesome experiences to kind of get out of their comfort zone, but basically it's a coaching group for men who want to better their lives, not only just financially and in their business, but like family life and relationships as well. So a lot of these trips we actually go, sound like someone's trying to break into our room. Anyways, they take these awesome trips around the globe. We're gonna be going to Spain, Peru, and then a lot of the stuff around Utah, like Lake Powell, Bear Lake, and stuff like that, just to have these awesome experiences. And I am actually lucky enough to be the photographer that they actually tag along on all these trips. Now, how did I get to that point? It's super simple. And I know there's a lot of photographers and content creators and video guys out there who want to do the exact same thing and travel the world with a group of guys or even just by themselves, like solo traveling and creating content for sick businesses. But the number one tip, or like the number one thing I could tell you, is to surround yourself with the right people. Now, what I mean by that is surround yourself with people who have the same goals and the same type of mentality that you do in the goals that you're trying to achieve. Without my friend Adam Hightower, I'm sure you've seen him in a few of my videos. If not, I'll put him in some more. You can check out our other YouTube channels where we make short films together. But without him, I probably would have never met half the people that I've met in my life to actually give me the type of work that I'm able to travel to do things for, or just to let my business thrive as a photographer. It was super stressful at first. I was struggling a lot. And then I actually connected with Adam. We became best friends. And now we travel the world together. He's just not here on this one because his baby is due, and it's his first baby. Congratulations, my homie. It's gonna be sick. So I gotta tag along with Luis. He's pretty chill though too. I've worked with him a lot and it's super sick. So we're just gonna show you kind of what it is like a day in the life of kind of traveling with these groups and taking photos. I'm gonna try to get as much content as possible because it's kind of hard to create their content and mine at the same time, but I'm gonna try. What's up, peeps? It's Future Casey. Like I said in that last statement, I didn't get like a ton of footage of me doing like super duper cool stuff. So if you're expecting a cinematic travel masterpiece, this isn't it. I'm sorry. Instead, I did get a ton of B-roll of all the stuff that we did, which is still pretty cool, so I figured the best way to do all this was just to do a talking head like I'm doing and add the B-roll over it and explain everything that we did. Now, of course, one of the first things you have to do when you go to Rio de Janeiro is to visit the Big Jesus. Oh damn, there's so many people here. I believe it's called Christ the Redeemer is like the English word for it, or like the way that we pronounce it. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, so I'm sorry. I suck with names. But it's one of the 7 wonders of the world, so of course we had to visit it. It was super hot that day, super crowded, and me being a ginger, the sun, crowds, and the heat just don't mix that well, but it was still an amazing experience. That same day, we actually went on one of the hardest hikes that I've ever been to in my entire life. It's called like the Two Brothers hike or something like that. It's one of the tallest mountains of the Two Brothers. Basically, it's just a straight up freaking mountain that you're climbing up. But one of the coolest experiences about that hike was we actually had to hop on the back of bikes and drive up the favelas or pavelas. Sorry, I can't remember how they pronounce it, but basically it's like the poorer neighborhoods of Rio de Janeiro to get there. I hopped on the back of this stranger's bike, paid him a couple bucks, and he zipped us right up to the top of this mountain. It was pretty sick, to where the beginning of the hike starts. Also, while we were in Brazil, we actually had to shoot everybody hang gliding and paragliding. Unfortunately, we didn't get to, which is totally fine. I've got to do a lot of crazy stuff with this group, like jump off of a cliff. And go skydiving. So I was perfectly okay with sitting this one out. We had all of our gear and there was no way to really get it down the mountain other than getting us driven back down the mountain by one of the pilot's homies. Funny story though is we actually got stranded up at the top and all of the pilot's homies actually left to go pick up the pilots, obviously. Which left me and Luis at the top of this mountain to basically hike our way back down through the rainforest. Because all the drivers left us at the top. Now we're just going through the rainforest. Oh, and we didn't have any service, so we couldn't call an Uber. We also went to one of the coolest restaurants that I've ever been to in my entire life. Now, when I say that the aesthetics of this restaurant were on point, I mean that they were on point. The theme that they had in this restaurant was basically, it's hard to explain, but like a glamorous shipwreck. And don't even get me started on the freaking bathrooms. The bathrooms in this place were down to the very last detail amazing. Right when you walk in, you notice that you have to piss on pretty much a tub full of ice and limes. Not only that, but you're standing on a bunch of gravelly rocks, which was already a crazy experience, and the sinks were full of freaking rocks. But that's not all in this restaurant. You'll see in the video that I'm putting above me talking right now that the theme and the decorations in this place were off the freaking hook. We also visited one of the most famous beaches on the planet. I didn't capture too much of that other than like a few drone shots of people surfing and stuff like that. That was just because I'm a ginger and I hate the sun and I hate the heat and I hate sand in my feet and everything else like that. I know it sounds like I'm complaining. I really did have a great time there. But I just didn't capture too much of us on the beach, unfortunately. But what's awesome about this trip is we didn't just go to one country, Brazil, we actually went to Argentina as well, so we got to cross another country off on our list. And Argentina is probably one of the most beautiful places that I've ever been to in my entire life. It was literally like you were walking in the rainforest everywhere that you went. Not only that, but we also stayed on one of their national parks in one of the most beautiful hotels that I've ever stayed at before in my entire life. And unfortunately, I didn't get too much footage of that either. But the hotel was literally right at Iguazu Falls. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that correctly as well. But that's another one of the wonders of the world as well. It's not one of the man-made ones. It's more of like the nature-made wonders of the world. And when I say this place is one of the most gorgeous places I've ever seen on this planet, it was one of the most gorgeous places that I've ever seen on this planet. It was definitely the highlight of the entire trip, not only because it was just a beautiful place, but we also got to ride a boat down directly underneath the falls, and it was so cool. But not only did we just get to see it from a boat, we also got to see it from the air, and I got to go on my first helicopter ride. I've never been in a helicopter before, and that was definitely one of the highlights of the trip. They also had this amazing bird park that we got to go to that had every freaking tropical bird that you could probably even think of, flamingos or macaws or parrots, all sorts of stuff. They even had owls there, but not just birds. They had reptiles of all kinds. They had snakes, they had freaking lizards, they had turtles walking around that you could literally touch, but we couldn't because we weren't allowed to. And what was awesome, and that's something you probably will never experience anywhere else other than in Argentina, was a macaw, which is like the bird from the show Rio. Now, we actually got to walk into the cage where they were at. And what's crazy is they would be on one end of the cage, we'd be on the other one, and they would come flying down, and if you didn't duck, you would have beak right to the freaking noggin. They would literally swoop right past your head to where their bird seat or whatever is that was right next to us. One of the coolest experiences ever. Oh, and I got this. That is a feather from a blue macaw. Now, I don't know how rare it is to have one of those things, but I have one. So if you want to check it out, just hit me up, shoot me a DM or whatever. And if you're lucky, I'll bring it. Or you could just see it on this video, and that could be cool too. And the last thing that I'll talk about is I had some of the greatest food that I've ever had in my entire life in Argentina. It was the food at the freaking hotel. It was like buffet style, man. And their cheese, yo, is freaking crazy good. And I'm not even supposed to be eating cheese. But the whole point why I'm making this video is because as a content creator myself, I know that one of the goals that I had in being a content creator was to travel the world to actually do my job, which is content creation. Like I said before, I didn't care how I was gonna do it, whether it was weddings or whether it was for hotels or whether it's for like a men's coaching group, which is what I'm doing now. It's at the top of most content creators' lists. And if you learn anything from this video, let it be this: surround yourself with the right people. I can't even tell you how far my career has gotten just by surrounding myself with the right people. You can literally go to a ton of different resources like Facebook. You can go to Instagram. You can go to all these different places to actually find people who are like-minded and have the exact same goals and mindsets that you guys have with your content creation. I'll give you an example. Adam's one of my good friends. We actually met in an acting class. That's how like all of this friendship and this relationship actually came to be. Now, Adam had been doing videography and content creation a little bit before I actually started doing it. And over the years, obviously, he gained some clientele from it. But what's awesome is Adam actually didn't like really taking photos, and I actually love taking photos. That's one of my favorite things to do. So, of course, with his clients who needed photos done, he referred me to them, which is how I met Jimmy. He's the one who basically, well, I shouldn't say basically started, he is the one who started We Are The They, which is the group that I came along with to Brazil and Argentina. Without Adam, I would have never met Jimmy, and this trip would have never even happened. So surrounding yourself with the right people can actually make or break your career as a content creator. So with all that being said, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I really appreciate the views. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out, it helps support my channel, it helps support me making these videos. And if you're so inclined, you can like, share, and actually I wanna know what your goals are as a content creator. Is it to travel? Is it to make X amount? Is it to do, I don't know, anything else? Let me know in the comments. And if you're already traveling as a content creator, where's the coolest place that you've ever been to? So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for the support, and thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.